Okay, we are going to discuss about coordination. How coordination? First of all, let me say you what is coordination. Suppose you have seen something in front of you, like something is coming towards you to hit you or something like that. So what will happen immediately? You will move aside. When you are moving your side, your eyes will work together, your hands, your legs, every part of your body works together to make that movement possible. But what happens? Assume that your eyes are understanding that something is coming ahead. Your legs are trying to move away from that, but your hands are pulling you opposite side. Or your body is trying to move away from that, your legs are pulling towards that object. What will happen? That never happened. Your body, all parts of body work in coordination. If you want to move towards some object, your total body parts, all the muscles help you to move in that direction. So all the decision is made at the brain level. So this is called as coordination. So everything that happens in our body follows this, it follows this coordination. For coordination in our body, what is there? We have two systems working for coordination in our body. First one is nervous system. Second one is endocrine system. Endocrine system. Okay, this is a set of chemicals. We'll discuss about those chemicals and glands that are present in that chemicals will be discussed. First, let us discuss about nervous system. Nervous system. Nervous system is a set of neurons that are present in our body. You have already seen the structure of neuron in your previous classes. That neurons all assimilate in one part, that is brain and spinal cord, and bring the coordination in our body. So what are the parts of nervous system? Nervous system is composed of one, brain, second, spinal cord, and third, nerves. Okay, these all are classified based on the presence in our body. They are classified. Okay, 1 minute, children. Reflection is directly on the board. 1 minute, I'm going to set it. Okay, so these three. So if you classify the nervous system is classified into central nervous system, and peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. Okay. Central nervous system is that which is present exactly in the center of your body, which is aligned in the center of your body. What are the parts that are present? Central nervous system includes two parts. One is brain and second one is spinal cord. Okay. So in our nervous system, our brain is present in the center, spinal cord is present at the center, and from here all the nerves will arise. Okay. From here all the nerves will start arising, and this which are distributed in our body, they form the peripheral nervous system. So what does it include? It includes nerves. It includes nerves. Okay. It includes nerves. But again, these nerves are classified. All nerves that are present in our body are not same. There are so many. There are differences in these nerves that are distributed in our body. Let us see what. Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. This includes nerves. So these nerves are classified into motor division, and sensory division. Sensory division. Okay. Tomorrow, when we study about the classification of neurons, you'll understand that the motor neurons are those neurons which carry the signals from central nervous system to. So these nerves carry signals from central nervous system to glands or muscles. Okay. Why only glands or muscles? Only these two parts receives direct signals. So you simply write from central nervous system to body parts. What about sensory divisions? These nerves carry signals from sense organs to central nervous system. That means our brain is here, spinal cord is here. The nerves that are coming towards the brain are called sensory nerves. All those nerves come under sensory division. And motor nerves are those nerves which send the signals from brain to all parts of body. Only body parts means only muscles and glands will receive signals. So that's why we always write here muscles and glands. Body parts means all other parts will not get nerve signals. Muscles and glands receive the nerve signals. Even if it is in your skin, the skin muscle will get, the glands present in your muscles get the signals. Right? All sensory neurons, there is no differences in sensory neurons. But these neurons which carry signal to body parts are again divided into somatic nervous system and autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system. Somatic nervous system controls all voluntary actions. Voluntary actions means voluntary actions means those are actions of our body which are under our control. I want to move this finger. Will I be able to move? So all muscles that are attached to skeleton can be moved, but you take digestive system. Is it attached to any muscle? Inside that muscles are there. No, when we studied about the digestive system, I said you there is one layer of muscle also, circular muscles, longitudinal muscles. Will it move if you want to move? Can you move? Digestive system now move. Will it move? Your so many things are there like that. Your eyes are having muscles inside. Will you say your eyes to contract and relax all the time? It's not under your control. Lungs expansion, contraction. It's not under your control. All those are coming under involuntary actions. Involuntary actions. Those which are under your control are voluntary actions. Those which are not under your control are involuntary actions. The nerves. Okay. So, okay, once again from here, the somatic nervous system controls all the voluntary actions of our body. That is those muscles which are connected to skeletal, those nerves which are connected to all the voluntary muscles bring about voluntary actions. These nerves come under somatic nervous system. Or like you take for example hands, the nerves that are coming from hands, the nerves that are coming from legs, the nerves that are coming from your jaw, lower jaw, all these collectively called as somatic nervous system. The nerves that are connected to your digestive system, your stomach, your intestine, all these are coming under involuntary action. So these nerves are called as autonomous nervous system, right? Again, autonomous nervous system is divided into somatic sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. In one word, to understand what is sympathetic nervous system, what is parasympathetic nervous system, in one word you can say fight or flight reactions are controlled by sympathetic nervous system, rest and digest actions are controlled by parasympathetic nervous system. So what is the difference between these two? What do you mean by fight or flight reactions? Fight or flight. When will you fight? If you're angry or fight. You fight when you get angry towards someone. Flight means you run away. When you are afraid of someone, you run away from that situation. So these two actions involve so many changes in our body. When you are afraid, your pupil size will come down. It will decrease. Okay, pupil size inside the eye. You have pupils like this pupil size will become very small when you are afraid, when you get angry during these situations. Your blood vessel size will increase. Diameter of your blood vessels will increase. More blood will flow. Blood pressure will increase. Urinary bladders, muscles will become involuntary. Like this, so many changes occur in our body when you are depressed, when you are angry, when you are fearing of someone. So all these actions come under fight or flight reaction. When you are anger, when you are depressed, when you are afraid, although all the body changes that occur during this time come under fight or flight reaction. And rest and digest. Normal, if you are not afraid, if you are not depressed, that condition is called as rest. So all the things that happen in fight or flight will occur in reverse during rest. When you're not afraid or anything, your pupil size will be normal. When you are not afraid, your blood vessels will be normal. The flow of blood will be normal. All these are rest related reactions, rest related actions that occur in our body. Okay, so that rest is coming under parasympathetic nervous system. Digest related. Digested relate means movement of your digestive system, release of your gastric enzymes, release of salivary enzymes, all these bile juice secretion, bile juice storage, all these digestion related activities come under parasympathetic nervous system. Now it should be clear. Sympathetic nervous system means all fight or fight actions. Parasympathetic nervous system means all digest. That means those nerves that are related to that. Those nerves which are carrying the signals related to these actions come under sympathetic nervous system or parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? Now, so this is, I'll give you a summary of classification. And then we'll move into structure of neuron. Okay? Summary of classification. Nervous system is divided into central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. Okay? Peripheral nervous system, central nervous system. Central nervous system includes brain, spinal cord. Okay. Peripheral nervous system includes motor nerves, motor division. It includes all motor nerves. Sensory division. It includes all sensory nerves. Okay. These signals are carried from central nervous system to organs, and sensory division carries the signals. The nerves, these nerves carry the signals from sense organs to central nervous system. Now this motor division. Again, it is divided into somatic nervous system, and autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system. So here it is voluntary actions, and the nerves that are related to involuntary actions come under autonomous nervous system. Now, this is again divided into sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. So all the things that, all the nerves that bring about fight or flight reactions, fight or flight related actions come under sympathetic nervous system. All nerves that bring about rest and digest related actions come under parasympathetic nervous system. So this is a classification. Now, so this should be clear for you. Yeah? Now we are moving to the structure of neuron. Structure of neuron. What is neuron? So that's what we have been studying. So neuron is a structural and functional unit of nervous system. Why is it called as structural and functional unit? So for every organ system, there is one structure making cell. In nervous system is made up of, includes brain, spinal cord, nerves, that all parts are made up of neurons. Like our body is made up of cells group together to make our body. Same like that, nervous system is formed by the assembly of neurons. Suppose you take this house, your house is made up by assembly of bricks and cement. They are the structural unit. Here in our nervous system, neuron is the structural unit. Function, each and every neuron is bringing that coordination. What is the main function of nervous system? To bring about coordination. Coordination means we have discussed. So this is brought about by each and every neuron that is present in this nervous system. So that is why this is called as structural and functional unit of nervous system. Right. Let us see the structure. All, how many neurons are present in our body? More than 1 billion neurons are present in our body. So if you observe the structure of neuron is made up of one cell body. This cell body includes nucleus, cytoplasm, and Nissl granules. Nissl granules. Nissl granules. Nissl granules. They are nothing but they are similar to ribosomes and endoplasmic reticulum that is seen in other cells. Okay, that those that are present, the ribosomes and endoplasmic reticulum that is present in neurons are called as Nissl granules, and this is nucleus, and it is present in the cytoplasm. These three together are called as cell body. Cell body is otherwise called as soma. Okay, soma or cell body. Cell body is otherwise called as soma. Soma or cell body, or it is also called as cyton. So the same structure which includes nucleus, cytoplasm, nasal granules is called as cell body. The same is called as soma. The same is called as cyton also. Now, from this cell body, there are some projections that are coming out. These projections that come out of this cell body are called as, these projections that come out of this cell body are called as dendrites. Okay, dendrites. Dendrites are the projections that come out of the cell body. Among all the projections that come out of cell body, the longest projection is called as axon. Axon ends in axon terminals. These are called as axon terminals, or otherwise they are called as nerve terminals also. Okay. So these are called as axon terminals or nerve terminals. Nerve terminals. End of the nerve terminals, these small knob-like structures are called as synaptic knobs. What they are called as? Synaptic knobs. Right. So this longest projection is called as axon. Over this axon, there are some fat tissue cells which store the fat tissue layer. These cells, each and every cell is called as Schwann cells. Schwann cells. The Schwann cells make a layer around. They are not single, but they make a layer around this axon, and this layer is called as myelin sheath. The complete layer is called as from here to here. This is called as myelin sheath. Myelin sheath. This myelin sheath is not continuous, but there are some gaps in the myelin sheath. They are called as nodes of Ranvier. Nodes of Ranvier. Okay. So that is the structure of a nerve cell. Nerve cell is composed of a cell body. Cell body is also called as cyton. It is also called as soma. One nucleus, cytoplasm and Nisl granules are present. This Nisl granules consist of nothing but ribosomes or endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. The dendrites are made up of nerve fibers. Right. Cytoskeleton of the cell makes up the dendrites. Okay, the smallest projections that arise from this cell body are called as dendrites, whereas the longest projection that arises from this cell body is called as axon. Axon is ending in branches called as axon terminals or nerve terminals. At the end of nerve terminals, there is synaptic knob, the ending of this neuron. The axon is covered by a fatty tissue layer called myelin sheath. This myelin sheath is made up of cells called Schwann cells. Okay, this myelin sheath has fat. It has a fatty tissue. Has fatty tissue. So it leaves some gap in between this cells of myelin sheath. There is some gap. Those gaps are called as nodes of Ranvier. Okay. So that is the structure of neuron. Right. I hope you understood today's class, children. If there is any confusion, you can watch this video again. I'll add this into your Schooler app. This, what do you say? This complete video will be added to your Schooler app. So if you have any confusion, you can ask me through the Schooler app, right? Through the WhatsApp group, right? So So that's all, children. Today's topic you need to write in your notebooks. Writing in notes is very important, children, because see, this topic is important for you for your ASRAW exams, for your NTSC exams, for your NEET syllabus, for your 10th board exams. So never you should not leave any topic unwritten. So you can pause the video and you can write the notes. I'm not sending any screenshots because I'm adding the video. You open the video, pause the video at the location where the topic is completed. You note those points and you can write it. Right? Okay, children, I'm closing this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me through the WhatsApp group.